Okay, so, this hand is quite mediocre. Um, we would go Blooming Marsh, Yawgmoth, Dryad Arbor, so we wouldn't really be doing anything until turn 3 or 4, depending on what we draw. I'm into mulliganing this. I think that I'm actually going to keep this one. We have fast mana, we have a Spellskite to protect. I don't really want to mulligan anymore. Okay, our opponent is mulliganing down to 5, at least. Could mean that they're as unlucky as we are, or that they're playing Tron. Okay, we're going to have to start with Nurturing Peatland to get the green mana for Bird of Paradise. Twilight Mire doesn't do much of anything when you don't have another land to filter with. You can produce a colorless mana, sure, but we need that green mana. Basic Mountain Shriekhorn, so we're playing against Dredge. We have a couple really good cards in the sideboard for Dredge. I believe we also have Scavenging Ooze in the main. Funny that we draw it right here. This is just a one of in the deck, so pretty lucky to find it right off the top there. Okay, so opponent gets us with a Creeping Chill. We're going to be able to Scooze the Golgari Thug, but they're going to be able to Shriekhorn again. So that might be able to find them another Dredger. So they should probably just pass here so that we don't get the opportunity to eat a better Dredger. And then when okay, so they're going to show us what they're milling. So we can take the Stinkweed Imp here, or the Light from the Loam. I'm going to grab the Imp. So they'll be able to dredge one card fewer. Just going to hit the 6 button at this point. My turn, my interaction is over. Ooh, they have a Haggle. Pretty good from the opponent. So they're going to be able to save the Stinkweed Imp here. Ooh, and they have an Ox as well. That's troublesome. How many, are they going to be able to Ox right away? 8 other cards. They have 8 cards exactly in the graveyard. Oh, now 11, because they were able to draw and dredge. So yeah, they can do quite a bit of stuff here, but they did have to tap the mountain. So yeah, they can't Ox this turn, fortunately. They are going to be able to get a pair of Bloodghasts in. Prized Amalgam is triggered. So even though I had the Scavenging Ooze on turn 2, it still wasn't enough. So I think we're going to have to try and stem the bleeding here. I think that we have to take the Ox with the Scavenging Ooze. We could just like use the Ooze here and take Ox, Stinkweed Imp, Light from the Loam. That would be 3 mana. leaving me with only the Bird of Paradise left. But if I play the Spellskite, that's a blocker for their Prized Amalgam. So maybe I just take Life from the Loam and Ox. I'm wondering if I should keep the Scavenging Ooze up here or put down the Spellskite. Maybe I should just leave up the 2 mana for Scavenging Ooze. If I'm going to do that, I should definitely get rid of Stinkweed Imp, but I want to see what they're going to do with the Shriekhorn. So I put a stop on their upkeep here to give me the opportunity to take their Imp. We'll leave the bird untapped here just in case we feel like we need to block with it. But we might just have to tap it right away in response to whatever comes down here. So they do get a Life from the Loam. I think I'll probably eat that just to keep them from dredging. So we got all of the things. I wonder if they alpha here. I guess attacking with the 2 Bloodghasts is fine. They can bring 1 back pretty easily with a fetch land. And then they can get the Prized Amalgam back too. Maybe I should have just taken the 2 damage from the Bloodghast this turn to prevent the Prized Amalgam from coming back. Definitely an option. Okay, we got a Yawgmoth. So we have all the pieces, we just don't have them deployed yet. Yawgmoth is the most mana efficient play. But if we play Geralf's Messenger this turn, then... If we play Geralf's Messenger this turn, well, we wouldn't be able to win anyway. I was just thinking if we drew Yawgmoth. Kind of like playing the Messenger this turn, keeping 1 mana up. But it might have been right to play the Yawgmoth here as a better blocker. I think we'll just keep this stop on the opponent's upkeep here. At least for this game. Yeah, here comes the Alpha Strike. We'll go ahead and munch that up on the opponent's end step. But opponent does still have 4 cards in hand. So they could play maybe Stinkweed Imp. What else could they have? Okay, yep, here's the Imp. And that has flying, so that is a thing. Let's get rid of that Amalgam. Gain a life. Got Strangleroot Geist. Okay, so we can play the Geist and the Spellskite. That does take us off mana for Bird of Paradise. We could also maybe just play Yawg this turn. But I do like having more blockers available. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so they're able to start dredging again because I've tapped out. But they've also tapped all their mana this turn. So they could have 1 land in hand, which would get the Bloodghast, but they won't be able to Ox. They do have Conflagrate, so they put a bunch of really good cards here into the graveyard, but because, once again, they've tapped all their lands, they're not going to be able to use them before I can munch them up. That will take time off from Yawgmoth, but we don't have the combo right now because our life total is lower than the opponent's. We're going to leave the counter off of the Strangleroot Geist here on purpose so that we can potentially do some combo things later with Yawgmoth. But we have enough of a creature base here that it shouldn't matter too much. Okay, they did have the other land. They'll get their things back. Okay, so they only have 1 blocker here. Let's see here. If we attack and they block Scavenging Ooze, they take 4, 5, 6, 7. That's still not going to be enough to kill them. I think I'm just going to munch up the things in their graveyard, and we'll hold the line. Oh, they missed. They just got 2 lands on that Shriekhorn. So they have to draw their card. No Dredge for you, Dredge. So we've been very close to the combo for a couple of turns now, but we really had to prioritize the Scavenging Ooze in order to keep from dying. Pretty sure that the opponent has been a turn away from killing us for quite a while as well. Okay, so they're going to use Life from the Loam. We'll let that happen. They're going to get Stomping Ground, Forgotten Cave, Scalding Tarn. It would be pretty nice to hit that Forgotten Cave, but they're going to have more action, I'm pretty sure. Oh, their action is probably to cycle the Forgotten Cave to get Life from the Loam back. Just thinking about how Spellskite would interact with Conflagrate. Not sure. Oops, cancel that. I want to go to blocks. Block, block. We'll go ahead and let the Strangleroot undie here. No, I still want to keep it for the Eldritch Evolution. We'll put the Spellskite in front of that one. So we take as much damage as we would have if they had attacked with Stinkweed Imp alone. We have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. They have a number of blockers as well. I think we just play Yawgmoth and eat Life from the Loam. We should have just enough life left over to combo with the Eldritch Evolution. But that could change it. The Shriekhorn could change everything. if they manage to mill the, what's the name? Creeping Chill. Okay, they do. So we're going to have to hit the Creeping Chill, which means they're going to be able to dredge. Damn you, tapped land. They've hit another Creeping Chill. Brutal. So that actually kills us because of the 2 Stinkweed Imps. Ah, well, we were close. And that's an impressive thing, game 1 versus Dredge. Okay, let's bring in our sideboard cards. We've got a few. Leyline, Jailer, we could bring in Ashiok, and Plague and Engineer would actually be interesting as well. We could name Vampire, and that would mean their Bloodghasts would be useless. I mean, they would still trigger the Amalgam, so not totally useless. Okay, I think that's how we want to board. Let's submit. Yeah, we'll keep this. Ashiok turn 2, seems good. Just thinking if I want to play the basic forest or use the Verdant Catacombs. Alright, 1 fast mana. Okay, Shriekhorn. That means they will be able to put some more cards into their graveyard. Let's see here. What are we supposed to do this turn? Probably still just play Ashiok. Oh, they want to use it right away? I figured you want to use it during your upkeep every time. They kind of wasted that trigger. Okay, that was a bad Shriekhorn. Not sure if we're going to use Ashiok this turn coming up. We'll see what they play. Okay, nothing. So let's see here. We're a little bit low on mana right now. I think we just play Strangleroot Geist attack. I think I'm going to prioritize only using Ashiok when there's proper targets. Well, that Necromoebe is a little bit annoying. I guess we got the Gilded Goose to block it, so it's not as bad as it could have been. Ooh, okay, that's pretty good. They have 5 cards in hand, so they can kill Ashiok. Unfortunate. We're stumbling on mana here. The Gilded Goose has been a liability this game. Opponent is going to be able to dredge life from the loam and then cast the Ox, escaping. Okay, so they're going to be able to dredge quite a bit here. Looking fairly difficult to bounce back from this, but let's see what we can put together. We got some blocks for a little while. Okay, I think we just play the 2 young wolves and pass. Could attack with the Geists. They go to 9, and one of our Geists becomes big enough to block and kill an Ox. I don't think that's a winning line. Let's just play the 2 wolves and pass. Another thing we could have done is made a food with the goose. But I think we need to have a wide board of chump blockers. And hope that we can draw into some lands. We have most of the pieces here, we're just missing the mana. And unfortunately that forest puts us just that much further away from casting the messenger. So we would like to draw a Twilight Mire off the top. We'll just block with 1 young wolf. But consideration here would actually be to block with everything and have the opponent's Ox turn our entire team into larger creatures. Wonder what they thought they were going to hit with that Ancient Grudge. So we are starting to run down on time here, both my opponent and myself. I have a little bit more time on my clock. Okay, so they're putting out a wide board here. Ooh, Chord of Calling. That is late. What can we get with it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could go get Yawgmoth. And then maybe win next turn. Okay, that's not bad. We'll pass here, and then Chord of Calling in their turn, and go get Yawgmoth after blocks. And we'll do it right after blocks so that we can then sacrifice the creatures and shrink some of their dudes. Okay, how are we going to do the blocks here? I don't think it really matters as long as we block the Ox and the 2 zombies. Alright, what are we going to target with the first -1/-1? Would be probably the Yawgmoth. Get a Tome of Yawgmoth. Wall of Roots. Another Messenger. Our life total is still higher than the opponent's here, so we could play Geralf's Messenger and win. But they do still have Ox in the graveyard here. Spending just about all their mana. They found a Creeping Chill. That does change the math a little bit, but they don't have many blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers. I could clear them mostly out of the way as well. So they're going to take 3 here and go to 4, and I think that's enough. Oh, we also get to attack with Yawgmoth. So yeah, this will definitely be enough. Okay, we got that win. Whew, that was a tough one. And that also evened out our clocks, so our opponent and ourselves have a very nearly even amount of time on our clocks. We're not going to make any changes here. We're pretty happy with the third game ahead. Well, we're going into game 3, 1-1. And we definitely have a bit of an advantage post-sideboard. But opponent is on the play. This hand is actually pretty close. Not sure what I want to do here, and I don't have a lot of time to consider it. Opponent is mulliganing. We have most of the pieces here. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to keep. We don't have a lot of time to decide. Okay, opponent has a pretty strong start. We draw a blank. Okay, opponent got some pretty good cards in the graveyard here. Necromoeba, Stinkweed Imp, Bloodghast, here comes Creeping Chill. They got Ox in the graveyard already. Fortunately, no zombie. I should have mulliganed this hand, I think. It's too slow. On the upside, though, I can do quite a bit next turn. The problem is going to be if the opponent does something like that. Interesting that they use the Lightning Axe on the Wall of Roots, but if they're able to slow us down on these first few turns, they could just run us over. They're already ready for the Ox. Their graveyard is stocked. Here comes the Ox. Discard a bunch of cards, so they got more Dredge. Another Creeping Chill coming at me. Yep. Opponent is doing modern things. This is how a modern deck is supposed to work. So I could go Wall of Roots, Dryad Arbor. The thing is, like, my Eldritch Evolution isn't even going to be able to save me. I needed to get my cards out before they built this board. So this is GG. Opponent is too much. It accrued too much advantage. All right, so we have one land and Gilded Goose. I think we have to throw this back. This is better. Yeah, you're on it there, Blind. I think we'll get rid of Choop. We might also want to get rid of Gilded Goose because of the order we're going to have to be playing our lands. Khalni Garden into Blooming Marsh. And Goose is the worst of the mana producers. Okay, they're on Burn. Here comes the Goblin Guide, and it gives us a free land. I think we might as well just block with the plant. Prevent 2 damage, that's the best it's going to do. And we'll start presenting these Undying blockers, which can generally trade 2 for 1. And we might as well go ahead and attack with our Strangleroot Geist at this point. We have a Wall of Roots to block the Goblin Guide. So let's get aggressive. One of the problems that my deck has versus Burn is that we want to have a higher life total than our opponent, and Burn knocks our life total down so quickly. Young Wolf on top. We'll take the block. If they want to spend a removal spell on the Wall of Roots, that's fine. We'll be playing... Oh, yep, that's a pretty good one. We'll be playing Ravenous Chupacabra and getting rid of that Goblin Guide. Keeping it fairly even here so far. Lightning bolt to our face. We're going to be taking a lot of damage this turn. Opponent is almost out of cards, though. Floofy. Okay, you want me to open a chest, eh? Give me until sideboard, if you don't mind. We'll draw a card here. Find Chord of Calling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we're going to chord, these are free anyway. And I think we might as well wait on the chord. Well, if we go get Yawgmoth, then we can attack... Well, we can't get Yawgmoth. Right. So yeah, I don't think there's much point in you doing that. Let's attack for 6 and hope we don't die. We don't have any real way to gain life except for Scavenging Ooze. So yeah, really close here. It comes down to, do they have 2 bolts? They do. Good game. Take out a couple cards. Actually, the Gilded Goose is going to be pretty cool in this matchup. We're going to want to bring in Kitchen Finks for sure. Thrashing Brontodon. It's got a big butt. We could bring in Plague Engineer. But I don't know that Plague Engineer is worth a slot here. We would have to take something else out. And I think Spellskite is probably better. So we'll run with this. Again, this is a difficult matchup. I have played it several times from both sides. What are we going to do with this? It's going to be kind of draw dependent on this one. But if we find something sweet that we can evolve, we could be doing pretty well. We could even just evolve the Bird of Paradise into a Kitchen Finks on turn 2. That would hurt our mana, but Bird of Paradise is a bit of a lightning rod anyway. Okay, well, Bird, your sacrifice is appreciated. Chord of Calling. Okay, here's an Eidolon. That's a pain. Another Chord of Calling. Oh, this hand is so awkward. Luck is not on our side here. We're going to be locked under this Eidolon pretty soon, and they're casting another one. Okay, we'll put out Yawgmoth. And we'll pass. Yawgmoth can block. Kill an Eidolon. They're taking quite a bit of damage from their own Eidolons there. Oh, and they have the path. They're at 6, though. Oh, that's so close. They're just going to be able to stomp us with these creatures. One, two, three, four, five, six. So we could tap out and go get Kitchen Finks. Do they have Skullcrack here? No, okay. They are almost locked out of casting spells. They can't use the Sunbaked Canyon. For mana, I mean. We block the Swift Spear here. Okay, no. Actually, this is interesting. Do we even block? Because they're so locked under the Eidolons. We take 4... Ravenous Chupacabra, the Swift Spear, and then win. Ooh, we even got land, so we can Eldritch Evolution. Okay, they're at 2. They can't cast anything because of the Eidolons. We'll Eldritch Evolution. This will put us to 3, but that's fine. Sack the Finks. Wow. That was, whew. That was an interesting one. Can't believe we made it through that one. We're going to be going on to game 3 in hard mode, though. We're going to have to be on the draw. We did handsome. We got, what was that, Dread Horde something or other? That's not it then. We're going to keep this. It was the big black spell where you get to bring in like creatures and planeswalkers from all the graveyards, take a bunch of damage equal to their casting cost. It was a big standard thing for a while. Rest in Peace. Okay, that stops our combo. We do have an answer to Rest in Peace in the deck. We got another Urborg. That's unfortunate. I think we're just going to play Wall of Roots, attack with Yawgmoth. Gonna have to remember that I can't buy back my critters. Alright, I'm not going to lose my Wall of Roots to a Searing Blaze this time. We'll let it through. Another land. So let's see here. We could go get a 3-drop. So we could go get Kitchen Finks. That seems like it's probably the best thing. And Strangleroot Geist is basically free, as long as I chord next turn for the Finks. Should be pretty obvious to the opponent what I'm doing here. I was willing to attack for 1 with the Yawgmoth this last turn, but this time I'm doing nothing. So another good option there would have been just to go get the Thrashing Brontodon. It has a big butt, and it would be able to deal with the Rest in Peace. Opponent has 3 cards left in hand. They keep on drawing us cards. That's very nice of them. Dryad Arbor. So I could evolve the Dryad Arbor into another 2-drop. That's not too exciting. I could evolve the Geist into Yawgmoth. That's okay. What else have I got? I could evolve the Wolf into the Brontodon. And I think in that case we attack. Could get... No, the Scavenging Ooze isn't going to be very good. Could go get Gilded Goose. Start making foods. I think Thrashing Brontodon is our best bet here. Like I said, it's got a big butt, it's hard for them to kill, and it kills the Rest in Peace. So we might be able to get a 2-for-1 with our Brontodon. No attacks. Oh, we got the Goose. That's pretty nice, actually. I don't mind those foods. And we'll play Peatland so we can draw a card with it, and we'll just pass 2. Still got plenty of time on our clock here for game 3. I'm not sure that I brought in Rec Sage, Handsome. I just saw your message there. There it is. Yeah, still in the sideboard. I specifically wanted the Brontodon for its 3/4 body. Okay, they want to kill the goose. That saves us 3 life, and we get 3 life from the food. Cancel that. Get another Strangleroot Geist. Okay. And another land. Nice, we just get to smack them for 4. No, they still don't want to attack. We got Yawgmoth. Okay. So we almost have the combo here. We're just missing a little bit. Let's keep on going at the same pace here. That's fine. We'll trade. Keep my Thrashing Brontodon on. Still have the 1 mana left over to activate the Thrashing Brontodon. Let's put the Dryad Arbor into play here. Okay, so if we want to save our Geist, this is our chance to get rid of the Rest in Peace. On the other hand, we could just shrink their Goblin Guide and then use Proliferate to kill it. Oh, and they have the Path. So we're not going to be able to use Proliferate to kill the Goblin Guide. We could sack the Dryad Arbor to kill the Guide. I think that's probably worthwhile, actually. Draw an extra card while we're at it. I think we still have basic Forest. Yep. And we draw another Yawgmoth off the top. Thank you, deck. Okay, so we got really lucky game 2, and then game 3 the big bod of the Thrashing Brontodon, brought it to a close for us. We brought it in. We could have killed the Rest in Peace with it. We decided to just keep it as a 3/4, and that was enough. Interesting hand. I like it. Keep it. And free is good. So we're starting out versus Temple of Enlightenment. Temples generally mean we're fighting against... oh, and Lotus Bloom, so we know we're fighting against. Ad Naus. Go get an Overgrown Tomb here. And play a bird. And pass. No, I think life loss is going to be more of a hindrance, right? What's the name of that card? Phyrexian Unlife? And then it says you don't lose the game for having life total lower than 0 or whatever. And damage causes you to get infect. So when we try and do a Geralf's Messenger combo on them, nothing really is going to happen. Hey, Dr. Stacks. Welcome, welcome. Always yield. This has 1 time counter left on it, so we're going to be a turn too slow. We get to play Yawgmoth this turn, next turn win. But they have all the mana for next turn, so they're going to do their thing. We do have an opportunity to Eldritch Evolution here. Oh, that's cool. Yep. That's a good tech. Proliferate the infect counters. I'm just going to see what we have in the deck here. I don't think there's going to be anything good for this case, though. Collector Ouphe will be pretty nice when we can bring it in. Yeah, there's nothing I can search up in the deck that's going to allow me to win, so I think I just play Geralf's Messenger Go. I could play Strangleroot Geist. It's the same amount of damage this turn. I'm going to play Yawgmoth. Alright, we did take quite a bit of time to decide what we wanted to do with our turn there. So they have all the mana and 4 cards in hand. They have several 2-card combos. So we just have to cross our fingers and hope they don't have the right cards, right combination of cards. But that's a pretty slim chance. Okay, they played land, so they only have 3 cards in hand to have the 2-card combo. Are they actually going to pass back to us? No, they have the spoils. Okay, so they're looking for what they need with this. There's nothing we can do, so we let it happen. But depending on what happens, we might get lucky. No, they go down to 7. What was I supposed to do there? Oh, I think I know. I was supposed to do him another 2 damage. Yeah, I should have done them another 2 damage. A little bit late, and it wouldn't have actually worked, but that would have been the correct play. Alright, so we're going to let this happen so that we get to see the deck. Okay. Bring in Thoughtseize. Bring in Collector Ouphe. Bring in Revoker to stifle their mana. Take out Chupacabra, take out Witness, take out Scooze. Okay, so we're at 60. And I could take out one more Geralf's Messenger if I wanted to bring in one more card. Damping Sphere doesn't seem too bad. They have to cast 2 or 3 spells in a turn to combo out. Could also bring in Thrashing Brontodon or Reclamation Sage as an answer to... I think we definitely want at least one of these cards, if not both, because we're going to be looking to deal with Phyrexian Unlife. So Ashiok says the opponent cannot search their library, and it will also mill the opponent and exile their graveyard. I don't think that's where we want to be. I don't think it does enough, or much at all. Let's actually keep the wolf. We'll get rid of one of the goose. I was thinking about it. It could save us a turn. Yeah, me too. That's a pretty interesting thing you can do with Ashiok, something that I used to love to do when I was playing Hogak. Okay, this hand seems good. Play Bird of Paradise first. Okay, our opponent is starting with a mulligan. Okay. Play that bird. No Lotus yet. That doesn't mean that they don't have one. Being on the play, we might be able to get there. This hand is pretty close, I think, to a turn 4. Okay, Khalni Garden. So we play Wall of Roots, play Yawgmoth, or we could play Cutthroat. I don't mind actually playing the Cutthroat here, because the Khalni Garden and the Yawgmoth are free for the Chord of Calling. This is the way to use our mana most effectively. And Cutthroat is part of the combo. Just normally we search it out at the end, not put it out as a turn 2 play. Opponent looks to be struggling a little bit. They might have had a risky keep. Let's see if they find another land. How did they scry last turn? 2 cards on the bottom. So my guess would be that they're looking for lands. Thanks, handsome. It's almost like you can read my mind. Two cards at the bottom again. But they did find a land. And it looks like that's all for their turn. Okay, so we get Urborg here. But like I was saying, Khalni Garden is free for Chord of Calling. So we can play Khalni Garden, Yawgmoth, and then we'll have tons of mana for the Chord. But I do want to do a quick count here to see if I need to take a counter off Wall of Roots this turn. I think I do. I think I need everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah. Okay, no, we're going to have 1 extra mana. But I think, yeah, I'm going to use the Wall of Roots here just in case my math is wrong. I don't want to be embarrassed about it later. Oh, you can only chord for 3. What a big dummy. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're fine. We just won't take the counter off the Wall of Roots next turn. Ooh, they have Path to Exile for our wolf. I think we're still going to be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can chord now and sacrifice the wolf. No counterspell for them. Get another chord. Nice draw. We are golden here. We can't cast it, but we're good to go. That's the card we were looking for. Yep, just need to make it through this turn. And opponent having only 2 lands in hand, we should be fine. We should be able to play around counter magic, I think. We could, for example, just start attacking, and when they make a response, when they make a move, we can chord for another Yawgmoth. Because we have the Cutthroat, we don't need to get a zombie. Okay, so they got the Lotus Bloom. So 3 turns from now, they're going to have all the mana they need. So we can't afford to be playing too slowly. We'll see what we draw, and we'll decide how we should act from there. Note they have Path for the Yawgmoth, so we're going to have to use the Chord to go get another Yawgmoth. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8. Okay. We have plenty. So we're going to get rid of this plant, and we're going to draw some cards. Okay. Another Strangleroot Geist. Play the Swamp. We don't want to put out a Yawgmoth. That would mean they would be able to keep the Gemstone Mine. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, cancel that. We did that wrong. We have to activate this first. Target this, sack this. Target this, sack the wolf. Ooh, almost messed up there. Target sack. This combo definitely takes a few more clicks than some of the other ones like Heliod combo. Target sack. You're going to have a harder time saving your triggers and such. And these combos are not infinite either. But it got the job done. Okay, we got there game 2. Moving on to game 3. Don't think we really want to change anything. From the crypt. Thanks for the bits. And check it out, I got the gift to work. Thanks, friends. Loving that Willy Wonka. I got a special place in my heart for Yawgmoth, so it's always a pleasure to play. We're 1-1 in matches and 1-1 in games for match 3. Oh, are we 2-1? Oh man, that's embarrassing. No, yeah, we're on match 3. So we will be 2-1 after this game. Alright, we're going to keep. Dollar Cutie, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you again. Okay, so they do have the Lotus Bloom. So they've got a really fast start, but we have Eldritch Evolution, so we're going to be able to go get an answer to their fast mana. Interesting. Yeah, I find Green Tron is definitely harder than Eldrazi Tron, being able to get... what is the name of that Dragon Planeswalker? For some reason I keep thinking Ulamog, but that's wrong. Okay, the Tome of Yawgmoth here. Ugin, thank you. Tome of Yawgmoth is a little bit awkward because I want to play Yawgmoth and Strangleroot Geist, but I can't. They still have 2 tokens on the Lotus Bloom here, so I don't need to Eldritch Evolution yet. Basic Landshark, thanks for the host. What's up, Chuck? I'm actually kind of thinking I would like to Birds of Paradise Yawgmoth, get more creatures onto the board, and that's going to be better with the Chord of Calling later. Yawgmoth will evolve just as well as anything else, if I'm looking for a 2-drop. We still have 13 minutes on the clock, more than enough for the game, I think. One, two, three, four, 5. So we can even Chord of Calling for the Collector Ouphe. Friday is a great day, start of the weekend. I've already got my day's work of Friday behind me. My weekend has already started. Okay, they're just holding up mana here. 5 cards in hand, Lotus Bloom about to go off. We could Strangleroot Geist and evolve. You just sat down at your work desk. Excellent wordplay. Even though we're risking counter magic, I think that we just have to go for it. The question is, do we go for it during their upkeep or during our turn? If we do it during their upkeep, they have to spend whatever mana to counter their spell during their turn, so they'll have less mana that turn. So I think that we wait for their upkeep to Chord of Calling. And that means, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only need 5. If we take away 2, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can cast the Strangleroot Geist and still Chord. And if they counter Strangleroot Geist, then we can Eldritch Evolution the Yawgmoth. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, they have the Spell Pierce. Only cost them 1 mana. What a shame. Hopefully that 1 mana is enough. Think they need 6 in order to do the combo. But it also depends on which combo they're going for. They could probably win with 4 mana, actually. You play Angel's Grace, then they mill their deck and play Thassa's Oracle. Wow, that is a... Yeah. 0.3 upload, that's not going to do it. I've actually been pretty impressed that my internet has been able to handle it, but there it is. Ooh, so I think they've got it. Shame that they had the Spell Pierce there. If we had just Eldritch Evolution, kept 2 mana up, but no way we could have known. Thassa's Oracle, trigger on the stack, and then they mill themselves? Nope, they're just actually using it as a scry mechanic. Put one of them on top and the rest on the bottom in a random order. Okay, that's a good sign. Yeah, internet interruptions are no good. I feel like I'm really missing something on a very similar level to just having the power go out entirely. Okay. So Yawgmoth is free for the Chord of Calling. How much mana do we have here? Can we win? Because we need to get two things. We need to go get Urborg and Cutthroat. So 1, 2, 3, evolve the Strangleroot Geist. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's exactly enough. I'm pretty sure that that works. Let me recount, just to make sure. Eldritch Evolution, 1, 2, 3. Cut the lands out. Don't pay attention to those. And then we'll evolve the Strangleroot Geist into Yawgmoth. So we'll have 5 creatures. That's enough. 5 creatures with Chord of Calling gets the Cutthroat. We can even play the Yawgmoth. It's basically free. Let's go get Forest. Oh, damn. Pact of Negation. That's brutal. Well, they're going to have to pay a bunch of mana or have an answer to something. So we Chord of Calling and go get something else. Or do we not even have enough mana anymore? Oh, we can only Chord of Calling for 1 now. And that's not going to be enough to get what we need. Okay. I think we just have to pass the turn. They do have to do something about this pact, though. They only have 2 cards in hand, but if they have Angel's Grace, they've probably won the game. No, it looks like they're paying with mana here. So that's going to be another turn off for them. So we know one of the cards in hand is Simian Spirit Guide. They activated it and then put it back in their hand. So they're going to use the Lotus Bloom to pay for the pact. And they're going to Serum Vision, so we get another turn here. That's pretty lucky for us. We also have a very healthy life total, so if we get Yawgmoth on the board, we're going to be able to start drawing cards. Okay, Wall of Roots is free when Chord of Calling is concerned. We have 1 mana left, and we haven't played a land yet this turn. So let's start drawing cards. Forest, okay. That's right, I can. Swing with a 3-2, take that. Reclamation Sage, no good. Let's keep going. Okay, that's a lot of lands. Starting to run low on life here. Almost out of draws. Okay, so that wins us next turn. But if we get Chord of Calling in the next 2 cards, we win. Let's keep going. Ah, we missed. I know, like, we just couldn't find it. Drew a ton of cards, but the opponent is going to get another turn. Off by 1 mana, too. This has already been activated, right? Okay. Oh, we're at 2 life. We can't go any further. Every time we use Yawgmoth, it costs a life, so we ran out of resources there. We do have the Eldritch Evolution for this turn coming. An opponent did handicap themselves with the loss of mana for the Lotus Bloom. So we might get another turn. That's a tap land. We know one of the cards is Simian Spirit Guide. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, so we can evolution twice. Got just under 5 minutes to navigate this combo. Opponent has 15 life. If they don't have interaction, we should be fine. But if they're able to interact with us, we might actually lose to the clock. If this first evolution works, I think we're going to want to evolve again. Go get a messenger. And that'll put an extra trigger on the stack, so we'll gain a life from the Cutthroat. Okay, well, now you have my attention. All right, don't get distracted. Get this combo on the Cutthroat. Getting that extra life to work with, I think, is actually going to be fairly important. It's going to allow us to do a thing if they try and interact with us. Okay, we should have it. Put a counter on the wolf, sack the messenger. Always yield. Always yield. Target that, sack this. Just about done. Plenty of time left on the clock. Target that. Oh, now they're doing something? Oh, it has split second too. Okay. So we'll go to their upkeep. Ha! Yeah, okay, cool. There we go. So they had the Angel's Grace, but we just move on to their upkeep and do the same thing again anyway. On cleanup, they went to 0. So this was loss of life. And it says damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1, reduces it to 1 instead. So they were still at 0, and on cleanup they lost because the Angel's Grace effect wore off. We didn't even have to go to their upkeep. This is fine, we'll keep. I remember For most of my life, I lived around Ottawa, and we had the Rideau Canal, this long stretch that freezes in the winter. So quite often, either for school trips or going with my family or going out with a friend or two, we go to the Rideau Canal, lace up our skates, go get some beaver tails. Good times. Anyone in chat know what I'm talking about when I say beaver tails? Okay. Really not too much of a choice here. Blooming Marsh, Yawgmoth. And that should be enough to tell the opponent what we're doing. Okay, they're on Tron. Ooh, that's an interesting draw. We could go for the Geist here, and then evolve the Geist into Yawgmoth, and we're most of the way there. So beaver tails are like a flat pastry that is fried, and then you're going to put something on it. So cinnamon and lemon is pretty classic, but you can put all kinds of flavors on there. They usually go sweet. It's a Canadian thing. Yeah. So if you ever spend any time in Canada, go looking for those beaver tails. Ask around. Chord of Calling. Okay, so this is a win on turn 4. We have Eldritch Evolution and Chord of Calling, so they won't be able to Thought-Knot Seer and take it away. Nope, haven't had one of those. Wouldn't it be funny if they were the exact same thing? Okay. Love those country fairs. And I think we just pass the turn here. If we need to, if they do the thing, we can draw a lot of cards in response to them doing something. Otherwise, we'll just wait and Chord of Calling for a Cutthroat. If we can catch them blinking, then we can do it all at instant speed. Oh, well, they've just about tapped out here. So I think we just win. They could have Dismember. Wall of Roots is free, Bird of Paradise is free. So we can cast both of those and still chord. I'm going to see if they blink. I was talking about beaver tails. I'm sure, Handsome, you must have had beaver tails. You've only ever had one. They are tasty, tasty treats. They're not doing anything. I wonder if they have the Dismember and are holding it like a smart person, or if we just have the win here and we're not going for it. Looks like it's working so far. Gilded Goose. Target. Sack. Well, I definitely seen a lot more beaver tails around Ottawa. We were talking about the Rideau Canal earlier, so there'd always be some stalls, a couple stalls on the Rideau Canal where you could buy some. Okay, they didn't make us go through the whole thing. Thank you, opponent. Very kind. Okay. What's not happening in Ottawa? An insurrection? Bring in Damping Sphere. We could bring in Trophy. Collector Ouphe. Maybe. Yep. You're right again, Handsome. Hey, from the crypt, if you're still around, what would you recommend to bring in? Yeah, I'm just playing against Eldrazi Tron here. I'm bringing in Damping Sphere, E-Tron. So I'm going to take out the Skoos. Probably keep the E-Witness. No, get rid of that. Spellskite could be pretty good versus Dismember. Okay. What about Collector Ouphe? Yeah, you like the Ouphe too? Okay. Phyrexian Revoker might be good enough. Okay. And I think that'll be probably the last card that we bring in. We're running a little bit low on time at this point. Yeah, we do have a few slots that we don't mind trimming. There's kind of like some sideboard cards already in the deck. So taking out Scavenging Ooze, for example, is no problem. Alright. Plenty of time left on that clock. Yeah. I think that I put those ones there, the Thoughtseize and the Trophy, in the too far, but you're right. They're definitely fine choices. This hand is actually quite close, but the one land here is really painful. I would trade any card in this hand for another land. Okay, this one is very heavy on our sideboard cards, but we'll keep. Spellskite is actually not going to work with Ouphe. They have some tension going on. So we'll get rid of the Spellskite. Yeah, I've been punished pretty hard for keeping one-landers in the past. Start out with a temple. Is this going to be the double temple into Thought-Knot Seer turn 2? It's got the garden out. What is this? Eldrazi Winter? No, it's just an Urza Mine. So we're going to be able to get that Damping Sphere out in time. Okay, let's move on. Send a message. I was playing Pauper the other day, playing the Boogles deck, and I had a 20-something plant. Just enormous plant token. Was playing game 2 versus Familiars. So I figured, they've probably taken all of their removal out and just loaded up on this plant. It worked out. So they do have the Thought-Knot Seer. Probably take Ouphe. Might take Evolution. Probably take Evolution. My Damping Sphere is... no, they take Ouphe. Strangleroot Geist. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3... Wall of Roots. The Damping Sphere is kind of putting a damper on my manas. You're not supposed to make me stumble. Yeah, that makes sense. They found their 4th land. Okay, so we can chump with a plant, or we can block the Thought-Knot Seer. Or we can let it through. I think you're right. We'll keep the plants around in case we draw a Chord of Calling. Yeah, you did. You know what's what. And they go get Liquid Metal Coating. Okay. So they're going to start killing our lands, I guess. Yawgmoth, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. So that's not enough for Evolution and Geist because of the sphere. So we'll just play the Yawgmoth. Why didn't I block the Thought-Knot Seer with the Wall of Roots? Yeah, no kidding. If they dismember, I mean, we can draw 1 card. So we don't even really get to reload. We have a lower life total than the opponent, so we can't win with Geist into Zombie. I don't think so. I think I'm still a little ways off. That Thought-Knot Seer did a bit of damage, took some damage from our lands. Even the Eldrazi Scion got in for one. With the Messenger and Geist, I need to have a higher life total than my opponent. That's fair. And who knows, if I presented Strangleroot Geist plus Messenger, opponent might concede. I find that this deck, generally people don't really know how to play against it. Okay, I'm expecting a liquid metal coating on our land here. No, it's on the Yawgmoth. So we can't use its ability this turn. But we'll be able to use it during the upkeep. So that's fine. Okay, unfortunately, this is a tap land, so we can't evolve the Geist. We'll just have to pass. I don't think they used the Karn at all last turn. Oh, they finally got their 5th land, so they can smash now. Alright, we're just going to practice patience for a minute while our opponent decides what they're going to do for their turn. Okay, they decide to uptick. They have no target? Is that what's going on? Matter Reshaper, no problem. They haven't had the Dismember yet. Probably liquid metal coating the Yawgmoth again. And we let it happen again, because we're going to want to evolve the Geist. And let's see here, what do we get? So we could get the Messenger and present pressure. We could get Chupacabra and kill the Thought-Knot Seer. And then we could attack Karn with Yawgmoth and Strangleroot Geist. And we would also get to draw a card. We could also Revoker the Karn. Or we could just go get the Messenger and try and win during their upkeep. That seems pretty good too. I think that we have quite a few draws. And I'm hoping that we can find a Chord of Calling and do the thing during their turn. The one real risk is going for the combo and missing like we did last game, and then them drawing Walking Ballista. If they like Karn for Walking Ballista, we're in a lot of trouble. Two away from All Is Dust. Hopefully we'll have them long before that. They can Karn for Boat and kill Geist. No, because we could take the counter off the Geist with the Yawgmoth. If they use liquid metal coating, we'll do some work on the Geist. I don't think they're going to activate it during their turn, though. Alright, we got 15 minutes left. Alright, we'll see what happens. We'll see whatever it is and we'll react to whatever they present. I'm hoping that we win on the next set of turns, so either right now, my turn, or the opponent's next turn. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So yeah, we can sacrifice the plant to put a counter onto Strangleroot Geist so that they can't do any nonsense while the messenger is in the graveyard. We'll get a couple draws that way. Maximum heads. Yep. Yeah, that would be good. I think we would probably have to respond with one of those spells on the stack. And then they could do liquid metal coating things. So yeah, we're still in quite a bit of danger. It's a lot of mana. Okay, so they have the Walking Ballista. Walking Ballista on 2. How do I respond to this? Do I let it in? So yep, they get Tormod's Crypt. They're going to cast the Crypt, so we're going to start a combo thing here so we can start drawing cards. Most likely. But we've got some tricks. So we have the other Yawgmoth here. So since we have 3 Undying creatures, we can still win through Tormod's Crypt. What we need to find is Chord of Calling. We don't have many draws to do it. Leave the Wall of Roots back here. Okay, so that's still on the stack. Could sacrifice the Wall of Roots. No, I don't want to do that now. No, I can't even do it. The Yawgmoth's already an artifact. That ship has sailed. Opponent thinks they misplayed. Very complicated situation. Kind of want to draw a card with the Peatland. Spellskite, not great. Don't want to use the Verdant Catacombs. Got to keep my life total flush as possible. Another Yawgmoth. So we're going to be able to draw a few cards here, but they have the Walking Ballista to kill us if we go to 1. And we've already played 1 spell this turn. We'll have to keep that in mind. We got the Geralf's Messenger, but that's still not going to be enough. With the 2 messengers, we're still going to die before our opponent would. We need Chord of Calling, or Eldritch Evolution. There it is. Oh, we don't have enough mana for it? We've already used the Wall of Roots? We actually don't have enough mana to Eldritch Evolution. We need Chord. That's brutal. We had the 1 spell anyway, so we were 2 mana off. Yeah, I'm thinking that too, and if we pass the turn, they're going to be able to uptick the Walking Ballista, so maybe we just have to kill the Ballista and hope we get another turn. Oh, we got the Chord. Oh, that is so good. They let us draw the card, too. They should not have let us draw the card. That was a punt from the opponent. Okay. This wins the game. Ooh, interesting hand. A little bit slow, but it wins on turn 4 if we draw a land. I think I'm into it. I'm going to keep it. If we draw Bird off the top, we are laughing. Okay, so opponent mulls to 5. And Bloodstained Mire. Okay, Bloodstained Mire with no companion. Could be Blood Moon. So I think I'd probably go Overgrown Tomb. Oh man, yeah, Overgrown Tomb into Forest, and then Twilight Mire can give us the Messenger. I'm just wondering if, like, the Overgrown Tomb is going to be the best for our life. Verdant Catacombs keeps us safe from a turn 2 Blood Moon. I think we go for the Overgrown Tomb here. We risk the turn 2 Blood Moon, but if they put down a Blood Moon anyway, we're dead. One Forest wouldn't save us. An opponent is thinking, what, you took 1 minute just to put down Overgrown Tomb tapped? What's your problem? Is what they say. Forgotten Cave. Okay. Are we fighting Dredge again? This might be Dredge. Here comes Life from the Loam? Okay. Now we know what we're doing. Don't have to worry about Blood Moon either. Eldritch Evolution, okay. I think we just go Blooming Marsh, Strangleroot Geist, attack, go. Well, Dredge was the one match that we lost this league, so we're going for revenge here. It's a difficult matchup, but we have the tools. Oh, the Creeping Chill. It's a pretty good get from the opponent there. We want to keep our life total higher than the opponent's. That's how we win turn 4. Oh, another Creeping Chill. Brutal. They have 6 more life than us. We're going to do some damage, though, this turn. I'm actually thinking about evolving the Strangleroot Geist so we can get in for 1 more point of damage. Ooh, an Urborg as well, so we don't need to take pain from the Verdant Catacombs this game. So yeah, I'm going to evolve the Geist so we can get in for 1 more point of damage, go get Messenger, put it into play, and then next turn we'll go for Yawgmoth from hand. Let's see here. We don't have anything really good versus Dredge in the main except for Scavenging Ooze, and I'm not into doing that right now. Let's go for Messenger. Okay, and we'll pass. Oh, attack, obviously. And that puts the life totals at a much more manageable pace. We can attack here, do that last bit of damage, Yawgmoth will hopefully finish it, but the game's far from over yet. They got another Creeping Chill. All the chills, and that's still not going to be enough for them. The attacking damage is going to get them to a lower life total than us, and Yawgmoth will clean up, as long as they don't have a Lava Axe. Got to attack first. Yawgmoth's not going to be that hot if they don't have less life than us. Target sack. Target sack. Target sack. Nice. Okay. We got game 1 versus Dredge. Not an easy thing. Let's bring in the Jailer and Leyline of the Void. Ashiok was kind of lackluster last time. I think that it might still be good enough to bring in, but it wasn't very impressive. Plague Engineer might actually be better if they're the Bloodghast version, but I don't think I saw Bloodghasts. What do we take out? Take out the Choop. Take out the Wit. Maybe one of the Geese. We might also want to bring in Reclamation Sage or Thrashing Brontodon, because they probably have Leyline of the Void of their own. We'll bring in Brontodon because it has the big butt, so it can block their zombies the best. We could take out one Geralf's Messenger, go down to 2 messengers, but I probably wouldn't want to take any other cards out, except maybe the Spellskite, but I wanted to keep that in for the Lightning Axe versus Yawgmoth. I think that this is going to be the last game of the stream. This deck is pretty complicated, and I'm starting to feel the fatigue. So I don't think that I would be able to play at maximum levels if I decided to go through another league. So yeah, we're going to end it here after this match. What do we got here? Bird, Skite, we got Chord. So we could Chord for Jailer. Let's keep this. Not the best hand, but it could definitely do things. And Spellskite could potentially save the Jailer from a removal spell. Oh, but Mormir, that's even more complicated. How am I supposed to know when to start making my my creatures? I know what I should do. Have a nice, relaxing game of Judge Tower. Ooh, they got the Needle. Okay, good thing we have... Alright, well thanks a lot for stopping by, Basic Land Shark. And I'll raid you later. Right, so what was I talking about before? There was something I mentioned. Okay, we're going to play a bunch of cards out here. We can play Peatland, play Wall of Roots, and then we'll have 2 mana left, so we can play Spellskite after that. Is it possible to get 5 mana? No. Well, what if we put out... No, we're still going to be off of mana just by a little bit. So yeah, we'll put down the Spellskite so we can protect the Jailer. Ah, thank you, handsome. Judge Tower. It's a game that John Williams taught me. You have a specific stack of magic cards, and they're going to be some of the most complicated, most interactive cards in Magic at the Gathering. And what you have to do is every turn you draw a card, and you have to do all the things that are available to do. And if you ever don't do something that is possible to do, you lose. There's no lands or anything. You play with basically unbound mana, I think. Ooh, they have the Ancient Grudge for the Spellskite here. It's wonderful. I've been having plans for a while that haven't come to fruition yet, but maybe after the pandemic, I'd like to get some local judges to get together and play a game. There's a special rule in Judge Tower that for every level of judge that you have, you start the game with an extra card in hand, and that gives you more points of interaction, which makes the game more difficult. Okay, those are all free. All these cards are free. Oh, I'm wondering about that, if I want to use the wall or the peatland. One, two, three, four, five, six. Jailer. Oh, I went too much. There we go. Can even draw a card. Let's make this a little bit bigger so I don't make a mistake. They did bring in Leyline of the Void. Vindicated. They just have a removal spell here. Conflagrate, maybe? Oh, that's brutal. Oops. And we just get land off the top. That Conflagrate is going to ruin us. Fortunately, they don't have many cards in hand. It's going to kill probably both our birds. Maybe I should have went for Scavenging Ooze. No, I feel like the Jailer was still right. Like, if they don't have the answer for it, and they had so few cards in hand, they would have died. But it's looking pretty good for them at this point. They have Pithing Needle on the Physician, so we're not going to be able to just combo out and win. Their life total is higher than ours, and they just life loamed for a bunch of cards, so they're going to be able to Conflagrate and kill the Wall of Roots as well as the bird. Oh, it looks like they're not interested in using Conflagrate yet. Just the Yawgmoth. Okay, so this is one of the things that can happen in a deck like this. You just get a bunch of air, a bunch of fluff. We're looking for some very specific cards. If we get Chord of Calling, we can get Scavenging Ooze. Same with Eldritch Evolution. Ashiok would be quite nice. Get rid of that Conflagrate. I'm super surprised that they've allowed us to keep our birds. And they just play the land out. Like, they don't even want to Conflagrate from graveyard. Okay, sure. We got the evolution. Okay. So what do we want to evolve into? We could go get Scavenging Ooze, like I said. That seems like a fairly decent option. We could go get Geralf's Messenger. But with the Pithing Needle on the Thran Physician, we might want to just go get Reclamation Sage. I think Scavenging Ooze is just going to be the best target, honestly. Exactly. So if we can get rid of the stuff they have in the graveyard, then we'll be doing fine. I hope. I think we probably just sacrifice one of the Young Wolves. I think I put Witness back into the side. Let me do a quick check. I mean, it's going to be fine either way. Witness costs 3, so if it's in the deck, we'll see it. I figured they would have killed the bird already. We're going to keep it just in case they let us keep on getting mana, because we're going to kill the Conflagrate before they get a chance to kill the bird. If we get Skoos. No, looks like Eternal Witness is in the sideboard. So we'll get Skoos. Because otherwise we could have gotten Jailer. And we have 2 activations on the Wall of Roots as well. That's the plan. And we'll still have 1 more mana on their turn for 1 more Skoos activation if they find some way to put something in the graveyard. They do have 3 coming in the air every turn. But if they start attacking in the air with multiple creatures, then we can start attacking with our creatures as well. Nope, they just conceded. 4-1 with the Yawgmoth. How about that?